Good afternoon. Welcome back to Imperfectly Permaculture. I'm Destiny, and I am coming to you from my permaculture garden, food forest, and mini orchard in Zone 4B in Western Maine. Today I am sitting on my swing bench, enjoying the sound of crickets, and I'm really excited because seed order. So if you can't read it, it says packed with care by Pine Tree Garden Seeds and Accessories. Happy gardening. So Pine Tree Garden Seeds is a seed company located here in Maine. They are in New Gloucester, which is probably about an hour away from me. I don't know the miles. A lot of us in rural Maine measure distance in travel time. It's just one of our quirks. But Pine Tree Garden Seeds has been in business since 1979, and I saw an article about them in a local newspaper back this spring probably. Had never heard about them, but it piqued my interest and I decided to check them out. They have a lot of interesting varieties of stuff. At that point I had already pre-ordered my spring seeds and couldn't justify adding more to my haul, so I waited and decided to order some for fall sowing. They've taken the Safe Seed Pledge, and they have a guarantee and really cute packaging. So I got some garden sorrel, which you can see here, and on the back, this lovely little illustration. So the garden sorrel I should be able to get started and maybe even get a little bit of baby crop before the frost. But primarily I wanted to get it started now so that it will be ready in the spring. Now all of the rest of the seeds that I ordered are flower seeds. A few natives, one that's a popular dye plant in case we decide to start dyeing our own fiber, and a lot that are just to kind of fulfill my desire to have more of a cottage garden look in areas. I love the aesthetics of cottage gardens. I love seeing flowers. For me, it's partly a mental health thing. I want to just be enveloped in the beauty of an abundance of flowers. Many of them will feed pollinators and just add to soil health as perennial plants. So I will show you my haul. I'm really excited. First up is Joe Pieweed. This is a native, and I may plant it out in the back lot, maybe near some of the oaks and walnuts that we put in this year. Not right next to them because it needs sun, but it should be really beautiful. Next is some red swamp milkweed. This is going to be sown. We have some very wet areas out back, so I thought this would be really nice to sow back there. I try to keep the plants further back to native plants instead of ornamentals. That's just sort of a philosophical thing. It's not that I'm taking a hard line on native plants. Obviously, I grow non-native plants It's just that when I'm thinking about where to plant things, I'd rather keep the non-natives closer to the house in the areas that I am more actively managing and let the natives be in the less managed areas. Golden Marguerite. This is known as a good dye plant. It can make yellow dye, so that's cool. It also just will make really pretty flowers. Perennial poppies. I have been wanting perennial poppies for so long, so I finally managed to get some seeds. I had them on my wish list last fall winter when I was putting in my Fedco order, and there weren't any perennial poppy seeds available, so when I saw these, I jumped on them. Mexican hat coneflower should be really cute. Verbascum mix. Verbascums are really pretty. They're going to make some little tall spikes of flower clusters. They'll be mostly in sort of purpley blues and whites. Sweet William dianthus. I really like Sweet Williams. They're sweet, they smell good. Very classic cottage garden plant to me. Snow White Malva. This one does say that it's zone 5 hardy, but I'm gonna try it anyway. There's a lot of traffic going by my house right now. This is not typical for this time of day, but such is life. Hollyhocks. This is a variety that's various colors, so I won't know what they look like until they flower, but I've really wanted hollyhocks. I will probably have to sow these in a protected space because I think that some of our local fauna are going to be enthusiastic to taste them on the culinary menu. Creme de cassis hollyhock. These will be a beautiful sort of purple with white, gorgeous coloring. White swan echinacea. I already grow traditional purple echinacea, and while I prefer those native varieties, this is such a beautiful cultivar, and I think that, again, there's a place for enjoying beautiful flowers as long as you don't let them take over wild spaces. Delphiniums. These are fun because I think they're somewhat toxic to deer and rabbits, so hopefully they won't get eaten like so many of my other things did this year. And Campanula Canterbury bells. I've seen pictures of these, they're so cute. So pinks, purples, blues. So that's my seed haul today. A lot of these I will not be sowing until later in the fall, and they will most likely overwinter, cold stratify, and then be ready to sprout when the weather warms next spring. It's definitely a delayed gratification sort of thing. You know, plant now and hopefully you see something cool in the spring. But I'm trying this approach because I think it will cut down on my labor in the spring. Starting seeds is a lot of work when you start them indoors. So if I can start them by direct sowing and get a jump start on the direct sowing by doing some stuff in the fall, I'm going to take advantage of that. So that's it for today. No new views from my garden. We just visited it recently. Things look pretty much the same. Things are going as well as can be expected. Even though I've been gardening for, gosh, probably close to a decade. The permaculture approaches are new to me over the last 2 years, and a lot of what I did in the past was much smaller scale because we rented property instead of owning our own land, which meant that we couldn't put in the as large of beds. We couldn't do the in-ground beds. So there's still a learning curve. And I think that there's a learning curve for people at any ability, especially if you're in a new location, the climate is changing, you never entirely know what to expect. There's so many factors in gardening. All you can do is do your best, learn from experience, learn from mistakes, and keep trying. If you feel like you've had a lot of failures, I know it can be hard and you may want to give up. Don't. Growing things is so rewarding. Anyway, thank you for watching. It was fun to share this with you, and I will keep you posted on any progress that happens with these in the spring. Take care.